Checks and balances. There was a government ruled by a crooked king. He showed no mercy to the civilians who toiled to complete his projects. He scolded his councilmen that voted against him. He betrayed judges' rule for the sake of his own enjoyment and pleasure. One conference the king was so cruel he refused to address the entire city, for he was pleased to stay home and enjoy his own earnings than to help others make progress. Yet this conference would work against him, for the civilians would come and voice all their concerns, grievances, and disappointments since the king's rule. Councilmen and judges alike knew what should happen next. Civilians started to form militias and arm themselves to overthrow this king. But they did not act instantly, for they knew his hand was heavy against them. Some time goes by where those that are undeservingly mistreated, rather than lash back, they endure this pain, understanding the greater plan at play. 2 months after their meeting with the judges and council, and after willingly giving the king much labor taxes and completion of projects before expected, the king was amazed at their progress despite his efforts to spite them. This day the king says, "I openly invite the subjects of this kingdom to come to me with their needs and complaints for their good work in my behalf, for it is pleasing to my eye." He did not know the judges and council already permitted that he was a tyrant and to rightly be overthrown. A man first approaches the king and says, "Why now do you answer us when we needed you in the cold of night?" The king excuses himself, saying his frivolous work in early mornings and middays wears him out by then, and the citizen sat down. A second individual asks him, "Why haven't you heard our cry for food provisions? You own every farmland, yet you give first harvest and leftovers only to yourself and those in your alignment. I must remain sturdy to be the foundation for you all." She was disgruntled but sat down, accepting the truth. This next person to stand was disguised, and it was evident that no one recognized him, not even the judge's councilman or king himself. He says, "Why are all these people testifying against you? Have you not heard their cries till now?" The king was often blunt, even to the point of disregarding others' feelings, but he felt too much conviction to lie, so he submitted and told the truth. "I have no care for their needs, or at least I had not until they proved their works useful to me." "And if that's the case," this disguised figure asked, "then why do you answer me now, when you have never seen me in your kingdom, whether working on buildings or farms, pastures or business? But you respect me because I ask of matters about your soul. Do not respect me because I ask of your spirit, but be humble because you did not care for the spirit of those in your care." At this very moment all the subjects to the kingdom rush the stage, some brandishing weapons, slings, even rocks, anything to show pain, his flesh the way he did to their spirits and hearts. The king dies, and no king is reinstated in his place. For the people saw that allowing anyone to lord it over you is as bad as taking God's will out of the universe. For how can what's created complain to that which created it, saying, "You have not been faithful to me"? So then watch how you step, for flesh is in opposition to the Spirit of God, and the Spirit of God is in opposition to human flesh and its evil inclinations which lie in every heart.